Hello, my Patreon people. This is Sergeant Dan, Palmetto Edge. So, project time. I told you, first exclusive content I was going to have for the Patreon was going to be a project, and it was going to be on this knife right here. This is one of the new Hinderer XM-18 3-inch non-flippers. Oh, of course I didn't get it open good, right? So this is it. I'm going to have to, I got to thinking about it and the logistics and everything involved in it. So the more I thought about it, the more I thought I'm going to have to, even though I wanted to do it all in one big video, I'm going to have to split it up into different videos. So this one is just going to be the disassembly, the takedown of the knife. I'll then have one video that's all anodizing, one that's the G10 dyeing, and then one that's the final video putting it all back together, okay? So let's get it taken apart. What do we need to take this thing apart? We need a 1/16 hex bit there. We need a flathead screwdriver, and potentially you need some kind of a spanner tool. This is one that I made myself out of an old junk screwdriver that serves its purpose on Hinderer pivots, okay? And one other thing that I forgot that I just spotted that I can grab real quick is this one? Yeah. A number 1 Phillips head screwdriver. So that's all we need. And I figured too, since I was working with a Hinderer, taking a Hinderer apart, I would use my Hinderer mat as opposed to my regular one that I use. So let's see, where do I want to start with this one? Let's start off with taking the the filler tab here out, and this is where you come in with that number 1 Phillips. And of course there's not a spot here for those, because I guess they don't intend on you taking it down this far. Alright, but there's that. But since I'm going to be doing some anodizing, I am definitely going to be taking it down that far. So there's the filler tab, and then here comes the pocket clip. So I will just leave it right here too, with its screws. All right. Let's see. All right, so that's going to take a Torx, so I'll have to figure out which Torx that is. That takes a Torx too. All right. First time I've ever taken a Hinderer down this far, okay? But next, let's work on the body screws next. Or the scale screws, I think is what they're. There we go, scale screw. Scale screw. You know, Hinderers are fairly easy to take apart, unlike other brands out there. And these I will just put over here with the standoffs. And then next, let's get the pivot out. And, well, there goes a standoff. Let's see, can I get the other standoffs out? Come on. Your buddies came out, yeah. All right, there we go. Got the standoffs out. So let's get them put off to the side. Pause, take a drink. It is hot here today. Golly. So I'm going to see if I can do it by hand, but if you were to need to use the spanner tool, it's simple, it's easy. You see how it just sits in there? That's all you do. But a lot of times I can get in there and just, yeah, see, it's loose enough to where I can just put some pressure on that and not even use the spanner tool. So, of course, I picked a tiny flathead that's making it a little bit of a pain in the butt to do. There we go, pivot and scale. Now, I have already taken this apart one time and converted it from the, you know what, let's put this over here. These might be the nuts. Let's put the nuts over here. I've already taken this apart one time, down this far anyway, and converted it to the phosphor bronze washers instead of, come on, there we go, instead of the bearings. So let's get that put here out of the way. Let's see, here is the, well, let's get the pivot. Where's that little flathead? Come here, bud. Got to get these inserts out. We'll keep the bearings with it. The other one's in the blade, so we're good there. Got to figure out. There we go. Got the stop pin out. What else do we have to do? Because now this is ready to go. This is ready to go. Got to get the lock bar insert and the lock bar stabilizer out, and both of those require a Torx. And let's figure out. They look like T6. Let's see. Yep, they are T6. There we go, lock bar stabilizer. And let's see if this one's going to be a pain. I took a ZT apart recently and could nearly not get the lock bar insert out. And that appears that's how this one's going to be. All right, where's that Phillips head, flathead? Well, you just gotta be gentle, but want it out, you know. I'm making a little bit of headway with it there. You got to be careful not to overdo the lock bar too. You don't want to wind up messing this thing. So this might take me a little while. What I might do is do this off camera, and just because it might take me a few minutes to get that off, and that's not fun watching. But there it is. Other than the lock bar insert, which I'll do off camera, there's a disassembly of a Hinderer XM-18, guys. So the next step is going to be anodizing the scale, or the liners, frame and liner, and lock bar insert, and what's that thing called? A pocket clip. So yeah, thank you for watching. Next step's coming, guys. Have a good one.